Go.
Hello, my name is Mark Shaw. Today we're introducing a new safety attachment for an all-terrain vehicle to stop it from flipping over backwards. Now what we've done was, in the summer of 2005, I purchased two new all-terrain vehicles, a 660 Grizzly and a 450 Kodiak. What we're doing at this time was, this is in the summer of 05, we were doing a lot of ATVing, like almost every day after work and on Saturdays. And then sometime in the fall, at the time we purchased these all-terrain vehicles, we had purchased them with the big back seats because we've got 4 kids. 2 of our kids are basically left home, but we had 2. We wanted them to kind of come with us. So what we did was, one particular time, I was doubling my daughter behind me on the 660 Grizzly, and we went up a short little hill, almost like a deactivation, and the ATV went right over backwards. Now, we are always wearing our safety gear, like our helmets, but as it went over backwards, it trapped us underneath the ATV, underneath the Grizzly. Now, my son, who was driving the 450 Kodiak, he stopped and he was able to roll the ATV off of us. But my daughter had a really sore neck because it landed on her head. And if it wasn't because of the high back on the seats, I think it would have broken her neck. So what I did was, I went down to our local Yamaha dealership and I inquired to see if they had any sort of attachment that would make all-terrain vehicles a little safer from flipping over backwards. I was told there wasn't anything, but if there was, it would probably be a good seller because a lot of people had the same complaints that I did. So what we've done now, over a series of 3.5 years, we have come up with a product to reduce the possibility of an ATV flipping over backwards. And what I can do is I can just demonstrate it for you. On the back of the Grizzly here, Grizzly 660, we have a frame. There's 2 parts to the safety attachment. This one part is a 2-part adjustable frame which connects to the ATV in 3 points. It attaches around the vertical back pipes and also around the hitch plate. And this stays on your ATV all the time. Now what we've done is we've developed a safety attachment. This is the second major feature. This feature has 4 quick pins that just snap off in a matter of seconds. So what you would do is, when you're going ATVing, you would grab the safety attachment, slide it into the tip ends, and insert the 4 pins. Always keeping the pins on the inside so that the pins do not get caught on the underbrush when you're going down the trails. 2 on this side, and 2 on this side. Okay, so that's how quick it attaches. So the 4 quick pins, we always keep them inside. If we had them hanging down, they could hit under the brush. Now this safety attachment, we can look at the back end of the safety attachment. It comes to about the center of the wheels. So what this does is, when the all-terrain vehicle goes to rear up, like it's going to flip over backwards, what it does is, these feet that are positioned on a certain angle, they contact the ground and they more or less touch the ground and force the ATV back onto its feet, its 4 feet, or the 4 wheels. Now we've made it widespread to give you stability. So if it goes up on a bit of an angle, it will hit and force it back down. Now this safety device is strictly for rollovers, not for rollover backwards, not for sideways rolling. So it's strictly for that. We've made these pads wider so that in sand or loose gravel, they don't dig in, that they raise in the top. Within the body of the safety attachment is a carrier, and you can put whatever you like in there, and there's holes underneath. You can use bungee cords to tie it onto. So they're the 2 main parts of the safety attachment. Now this safety attachment has an adjustable 2-piece frame that allows the tip of the safety attachment up and down. What we have done is, we have set it in the factory for the most ideal situation. And then we've also welded the nut on so it can't be adjusted. The reason for this is because if it was to be allowed to be adjusted any higher, it would not work. It would cause the ATV to lift too high up off the ground, the front end, and it could flip over backwards. We also have a couple extra features on this safety attachment. We have this called a loading bar. Now what this is when you're loading onto a vehicle, onto a truck or trailer, sometimes they're high. Now you would put this on as you're loading, but the ramps are not that wide, so if you were to go up on an angle, the feet could miss the ramp. So we've made a loading bar that you slide into the tip ends. You put a quick pin in there. There again, it's quite easy. The quick pin comes in, it's done. And you drive the all-terrain vehicle up your truck. Now it's giving you wider protection on the ramps. When you get onto the truck, you remove the loading bar and it's done. You can remove the safety attachment if you wish. Now we've also got, with this safety attachment, we have a part at the back of the all-terrain, of the back of the safety attachment where you can attach this hitch plate. So if you're using a trailer, you can actually pull a trailer by attaching this plate here. And this plate would only go on when you need that, and you would tighten it back up and you've got the hitch connection. Now that's just a feature. It all comes with the product. Also on the safety attachment is you take the pins off, because once you're finished riding, you would take off the pins. It's off. It's finished. That fast. Also then you can put, there is a plate on the back of this two-piece frame where you can attach the ball, where now that will also be a trailer hitch point. We would recommend using the safety attachment because even if you're pulling a trailer, it could flip up backwards. So that is